Hospitals at 3 a.m. feel different. Not loud, not dramatic, just heavy. That was the hour Veronica went into labor. She walked into the hospital alone. No partner pacing the waiting room. No mother rubbing her back. No sister filming the moment. Just a small duffel bag. And fear she was trying very hard not to show. The nurse asked gently, "Is someone coming for you?" Veronica shook her head. "No. It's just me. Triplets." 3 babies growing inside a woman who was already barely surviving. If you've ever had to be strong because you had no other choice, you understand that kind of strength. It's quiet. It doesn't post online. It just survives. Down the same hallway, in room 214, Tasha and Steven were sitting side by side. Married 11 years. 11 years of baby showers they smiled through. 11 years of maybe next time. 11 years of hope rising and breaking. That morning they had another fertility consultation. Another test result. Another percentage. Another reminder. The doctor spoke gently. "We've tried everything medically possible." Tasha nodded. Steven held her hand. But when they stepped into the hallway, she broke down in his arms. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just tired. If you've ever wanted something so badly that you questioned yourself, you know that kind of silence. Back in Veronica's room, the contractions were stronger. She gripped the bed rails. Sweat on her forehead. Fear in her eyes. Not because of the pain, but because she knew what came after. 3 newborns. No savings. No support. No stable home. Weeks earlier, she had spoken to a hospital social worker. Adoption had come up. Not because she didn't love them, but because she did. And that's the part people judge too quickly. Sometimes love looks like sacrifice. Sometimes love looks like letting someone else provide what you cannot. The delivery took hours. It was complicated. Nurses moved quickly. Monitors beeped steadily. And then, 3 tiny cries filled the room, one after another. Veronica turned her head, exhausted. "They're okay," she whispered. The nurse smiled through her mask. "They're fighters." 3 tiny bodies, wrapped in hospital blankets. Small hands opening and closing like they were reaching for something. Veronica held each one, memorizing their faces, because she had already made the hardest decision of her life. Later that afternoon, the same social worker who spoke with Veronica knocked gently on another door. Room 214. Tasha and Steven were sitting quietly. The appointment had not gone well. The doctor had confirmed it. Natural conception was almost impossible now. The social worker hesitated. "There's a mother here," she said softly. "She gave birth this morning. To triplets." Tasha looked up slowly. "She's considering adoption." Steven swallowed hard. "Does she know what she wants?" "She wants her babies safe and loved." There was a long silence. Then Tasha whispered, "Can we meet her?" The first meeting wasn't dramatic. No music. No grand speeches. Just a hospital room with 3 bassinets. Veronica sat upright in bed. Tired. Pale. Brave. Tasha stepped in carefully. Steven followed behind her. For a moment, no one spoke. Then Tasha walked toward the nearest bassinet. She touched one tiny hand gently, like it was sacred. Steven leaned closer. "I've got you," he whispered to the baby without thinking. Veronica watched them closely. Not their clothes. Not their appearance. She watched how they looked at the babies. With awe. With gratitude. With something that felt like promise. And that's when she knew. That evening, Veronica held her babies one last time. She kissed each forehead slowly. "I don't have much," she whispered through tears, "but I gave you everything I could." Tasha knelt beside her hospital bed. "We will tell them about you," she said, not as someone who walked away, but as someone who loved them first. Steven nodded. "They'll know your strength." Veronica cried, but they weren't broken tears. They were release. Months later, 3 cribs stood in a home that once felt painfully empty. Laughter replaced silence. Toys filled rooms that had stayed untouched for years. Tasha and Steven didn't feel lucky. They felt grateful. And across town, Veronica started rebuilding her life, working 2 jobs, taking night classes, slowly healing. And every birthday, a letter arrived. Photos, updates, smiles, proof that love didn't disappear. It simply changed form. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had to let go of something because you wanted better for it? Have you ever waited so long for something you almost gave up? Sometimes life connects people quietly, in hospital corridors, in waiting rooms, in moments that feel like endings. If this story touched you, please like this video, share it with someone who believes in second chances, and subscribe to KindSoul Corner, because here, we tell stories that feel real, stories that remind us love isn't always easy, but it's always powerful. Tell me in the comments, which part moved you more? Veronica's sacrifice? Or Tasha and Steven's long wait? Let's talk about it.